ahead.
My name is Linda Greenberg, and we now live in Delray Beach. And I am here for the survivors who cannot be here, and the people that perished, our fellow Jews who perished in all the camps. And someone needs to say something about this atrocity that Allianz is doing to the Jews, the survivors of the concentration camps. More than anyone can imagine. And why not do the right thing and pay the survivors what's due to them? Pay them the money from the insurance policies that were taken out before the Jews went into the camps. And this alliance is just such an atrocity that they're doing this to all the survivors. So in essence, the Holocaust still goes on due to their negating the truth that the survivors of the Jews from the Holocaust deserve the money that's due them.
My name is Herbert Carolina. I'm here to demonstrate against the insurance company because my father had insurance and had the number. And when I claimed for it, they said it was paid out, but to a person unknown. I didn't pay much attention at that time, but then I found out some other survivors that also insurance. And each one of them, it says, paid off to a person unknown. And it sounded kosher, and he said he will look into it. But 6 or 8 months later, I got a letter, official letter from my hometown that my parents signed that the insurance was paid.
Yes,
what was the date?
Ron Paul again, ridiculously.
November 9, 1938. Christmas night.
Of course.
And this I know because I was with my father all day long.
Yeah, it's a black eye, and of course.
Our store was completely destroyed. We went to the synagogue, it was burning. And when we came back, around 9:30, the Gestapo came and got my father, put him in a concentration camp. So when did they have the time to go to the city hall and sign the paper? It certainly doesn't sound right. Now I would like to know why.
My name is Alex Moskovic. I'm a Holocaust survivor. I was taken away to the concentration camp when I was 13 years old with my family. My immediate family consisted of my father, mother, and 2 brothers. After I was taken away, I was taken to Birkenau, where I was separated from my parents, my siblings. I stayed in Birkenau for 8.5 months, and January of 1945, I went on a death march. I got through it, and I ended up in open coal cars in Buchenwald. After the death march, I met up again with my father and my older brother. And the three of us went together to Buchenwald because we knew that the war is going to end soon. So afterwards, we just decided that if at all possible, we're going to stay together. However, my father got sick, and they took him away to the infirmary. And I stayed together with my brother in Buchenwald till beginning of April. And then there was another death march, and at that point, he was taken away. And then another death march. I stayed in Buchenwald, and I was liberated on April 11th of 1945 by the 6th Armored Division of the U.S. 3rd Army. At the present time, although we have quite a few people that are helping us in this cause and so on, we would also appreciate if we could get more people to know about the situation, about what happened during the Holocaust, and what it is that we're trying to help out the needy survivors. Please join us. It doesn't make any difference wherever you live and so on, and speak up help out all the needy survivors.
I'm Sam Dovin. I represent the Holocaust Survivors Foundation USA. I'm very privileged to be out here at the protest of the Allianz Golf Tournament in Boca Raton to help give the survivors a voice. I'm here because the Holocaust survivors know their families had insurance policies. Companies like Allianz dishonored after World War II. Companies like Allianz used the Holocaust to profiteer. They're here to speak out because the companies have failed to pay billions of dollars worth of insurance policies. Tens of thousands of Jewish families who paid money to Allianz in good faith after the war were asked for death certificates, asked for original policies. That's a disgrace. And here we are 65 years later and Allianz still has failed to make a good on its obligation. So when the survivors said they wanted to come protest, I'm happy to join them. And the point is that Allianz should make good with the people who it cheated. Not the golf tournament, not Jewish organizations. Giving money to National Public Radio for programming shouldn't obscure the fact that Allianz dishonored its customers' insurance contracts. If you're going to advertise yourself as an insurance company, the public should know what your payment history is. And in Allianz's case, it's very, very bad. So the survivors are here to say that if Allianz is going to pay for golf tournaments, it should not be using survivors' money. And today, Holocaust survivors are the only American citizens who can't go to court against a company like Allianz to get that policy paid because of court decisions. So the survivors have petitioned Congress, and we have some very, very impressive and stalwart supporters in Congress who are supporting the survivors. Ileana Ross-Lehtinen, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Alcee Hastings, Ted Deutsch. They've been very strong for many years. Similar people in California, Adam Schiff, Brad Sherman, have been fantastic, along with Elliot Engel, Anthony Weiner, Steve Israel from New York. Unfortunately, in the Senate so far, there are no supporters. That includes Bill Nelson from Florida, who was a supporter of the survivors in Florida, but since he's come to the U.S. Senate, he has not lived up to the promise he made to the survivors to introduce legislation allowing the survivors to go to court. So the survivors are very upset about that. They wrote him a letter asking why he broke his promise. He hasn't responded. The survivors are asking Senator Nelson to make good on his promise, be the leader in the Senate for legislation to help the survivors get what they're entitled to get the truth and the money that they're owed. And the last thing is that people should understand that there are tens of thousands of survivors today in South Florida and everywhere who can't afford food, medicine, dental care, necessities of life. And so if Allianz pocketed $2 billion, even after it pays off every policyholder, there will be a lot of money left over. Allianz should not be the heir of the victims of the Holocaust. Today, they have inherited the victims' money. That money should go to help survivors in need, of which there are many, and that help is needed today urgently. So, Allianz, you need to sit down with the survivors, face to face, hear what they have to say. No more of the Washington lobbying nonsense that you've given in response. You've got to deal with the truth, and the truth is you owe tens of thousands of policies, billions of dollars, and it's time to pay them.
Your awareness, your expression of hope and help is what we're looking for. I don't really expect a lot of people to come and protest, but I expect a lot of our people to support our cause.
They didn't want it to be.
We're desperate. We're desperate because there's nothing more frightening. I'm not afraid of anything other than at my age, at 82, that the world will forget and that the Holocaust story will be just swept under some rug, and I can't live feeling that that's what's really going to happen. So I'm appealing to everyone and within your listening audience that they'll go ahead and assure us survivors that they are there to pick up this